Hopefully, y'all can see me. It's a bee. You can see. This honestly looks kind of like a mess, but I'm loving how big these plants are getting, at least some of them. I'm going to try to show you a garden tour. I'm going to warn you, it's a bit of a mess. My cucumber plants are just everywhere. Next year, they get in a bed all to themselves. My tomato plants also look a bit of a mess. I think I have too many close together. I may try to trim them out some. I'm not sure. I really don't know enough about it. Next year, hopefully, I have more space to spread them out. My zucchini and squash plants are doing wonderful, and I wanted to get out here and do this tour because they're huge. I may try to trim some of the lower branches off them, not sure, but I know that I have a bunch of zucchinis and cucumbers that I do believe are ready to pick. So I also have a basket out here. We're going to kind of take this one bed at a time. My kale looks wonderful. I'm also going to try to pick a bunch of that. We're going to try to get that preserved. I think I'm going to cut it, put it up in the freezer. I mostly like it when I do potatoes with some meat and onions, and I like to put kale and cheese on it. That's a really good lunch for me. A really good and easy one. I'm going to go ahead and try to preserve that before it ends up dying on me. We may have some carrots to pick. I'm honestly not sure. I'll show you my lettuce. I don't know about that. But the zucchinis and squash, you can see, they've just gotten, they're huge. I mean, next to me, this bed is not that high. Beets, carrots are growing good underneath them. I think the cabbages, I'm going to try to get in there a little bit better to see it. I'm honestly not sure there's any heads of actual cabbage in there. I don't know. Hopefully y'all can hear me. Kids are playing in the pool. We just, their granny brought them a little kiddie pool, so we just filled it up a little bit so that the baby can be in there too. Henry is supervising. I'm also watching. I can see it. So hopefully we will get some squash and zucchini today, some kale, maybe some carrots and beets. Not sure. Anyways, and I'm just going to kind of show you what we've got this year. I've kind of, yeah, I'm going to show you what we've got. So, starting with my squashes over here, my squashes, I need to put my glove on because every time I stick my arms in there, they get picky. So the squashes got huge. Next year, I think these may have this bed to themselves, or they're going to have their own, each going to have their own beds. Hopefully I have this aimed right. Look at some of these big squashes I have in here. Some of them are super little. No, so good. That one I think is not going to amount to much. But like that huge one there. And I can see a whole bunch of them. I'm trying to move this tripod as we go. Here, let me do this. There we go. My microphone works better with the tripod, so we're trying it that way. But there's a ton of blooms in here. And y'all have to excuse my mess here along. My husband did cut the grass yesterday, but when we eat, the weed eater is broke. Oh, look at this huge one. That is huge. But so we couldn't weed eat around any of the beds because the weed eater is broke. It needs a new head, which we have, but we need to get some more bolts to make it stick. This is my zucchini. That was the squash over there. Zucchini, I mean, look at some of these. I think this one is two glued together, if you can see it there. But I'll show them more when I get them pulled as well, the ones that need to be pulled. But like, see, there's so many branches down in here. I think I'll be able to find them better if I can pull them, if I can pull some of them. I'm just not sure. I'm halfway scared I'll kill my plant. These beets in here, the leaves are growing huge, so I'm hoping I will actually get some beets out of this batch. You can see my carrots here are getting tall, but this batch here is nothing compared to what's over there for height on the leaves anyways. The peppers I planted over here did not do anything. Yeah, it dried all up. The pepper plants I did over here did nothing. So my huge zucchini plants with a bunch of flowers and stuff in there. There's some more I need to pick. Those ones are little, but oh, there's a huge one in here. Oh, that is big. Okay, this is how beautiful my lettuce looks, y'all. I got a little bit of lettuce out of here one day I took a potluck veggie tray to church, and I took some lettuce out and took that, and it was just fine. But ever since then, all the leaves have had this, I'm not sure if you can see it on here, have had this little brown tint on it, where they just look all wilted and little, they're not growing. So I don't know. Now they're starting, these ones here at least are going to seed. So I think I'm going to go ahead and just pull them and call it a day on lettuce. So our lettuce did not do too great this year. Next year we'll try having them in a different kind of bed and see if more dirt does better. Here, my kale plants are looking really good, and I'm gonna go ahead and harvest some, cut it up, and freeze it, because I'm more apt to use it that way, I think. I planted green beans behind them, but as full as this kale got, the green beans had nowhere to go. I've got one plant here, another one there, and there's a tiny one over on the other end, but they're not doing a whole lot. I think the one in the middle there actually does have a few buds on it. Maybe, we'll see. But they're not very big, and they're not growing very well. I do have a little bit of carrots down in here that we are going to see if they're ready to pull. I would think they should be ready to pull by now. Not sure. Me and Henry did take a small carrot out of this bed to see how it was doing, and it was super tiny, but I've let them go a couple of weeks since then. But they have got overgrown by my cucumbers, y'all. Some of them, this one here I made climb the fence just a while ago, but we got a couple over here that climbed the fence voluntarily on their own. And I should have made myself come out here earlier. Little man's chewing on the tripod, so hopefully y'all can see anything. I should have come out here weeks ago and helped them get to where they climbed the fence themselves. It was downpouring those 2 weeks where I should have started that probably, and I just did not make it out here. By the time I did, they're everywhere. So I did make the couple back there, but it was just super hard, and I kept breaking the stems, so I decided to just leave them alone. We do have a lot of buds back here, if you can see them. So maybe I do not see any actual cucumbers yet, though. So we will have to see if we end up with any actual cucumbers in this. But these carrot plants are also big, so I'm hoping to get something. These carrots here and the couple that are down in with the kale were my first batch of carrots I planted. So I'm hoping these do something. If not, hopefully the ones in the big bed have did something. But that is my cucumber. So it's a wild mess, but I'm honestly not that worried about that. If I just hopefully I get some cucumbers out. But it also has some, and there's not really much other place to put it. And this one, there's not really much other place to put it either. And I didn't want to just take it off because there are actually, don't know if you can see it here, there are actually quite a few tomatoes on this one. We'll see how big they get, but I do have quite a few tomatoes growing on that trellis anyways. These ones, I got more buds here. So hopefully these will do something. Some of these leaves look pretty. I might try to pull some of those branches that have what looks like dead leaves on them to try to help the rest of them grow better. But I do have a lot more flowers on those ones, but those ones were planted after this. So this one definitely has a lot on it. I honestly cannot remember if this is cherry tomatoes here or regular ones. But they're looking a little bit bigger than cherry tomatoes already to me. So we will see. Mulberry tree doesn't look a whole lot different than last time. So we'll just leave that alone this time. And okay, I want to show y'all this before I start putting it away. I may go in a little more depth in showing you stuff, but I filled this basket first with squash and zucchini. As you see, mostly squash, but there are a lot more zucchinis getting ready. Then I filled it again with kale. It actually looks a bit pressed down in there right now. It wasn't before, but I lost my microphone outside, so me and my husband were trying to look in the basket, but I'm gonna have to empty it and see if it's in there for sure. I can't find it anywhere. And then, don't let this basket fool you. I pulled carrots, but I will take that little bit of harvest that I got from it. Better than this, and I'll try to show you a quick shot. Once I get all the leaves took off, I'll try to show you exactly what I've got for cucumbers, but some of my zucchini's hiding here. Zucchini, squashes, and kale looking good. I did send the kale out some outside, and I definitely send out the lettuce. I got rid of all the ones that looked that I mentioned. Underneath those, I did find one plant that looked pretty good, so I have left that. Maybe we will still get some more lettuce. We'll see. And then, like I said, I pulled those carrots from the bed with the cucumbers. I pulled all the carrots that were in there and in with the kale. So we still have that other bed with carrots. Maybe they will do better. We'll see. Time to start taking care of this stuff.